Good morning. Today is Monday, so I will be going back to school, and today I'm actually up before sunrise because the sun changes so quickly here in Sweden. So now I'm up at the same time, but it's just the daybreak, which is honestly quite beautiful. But last week, anyways, was the best week I've had in my life probably. I had so much fun, I developed as a person, and I became so courageous. And what did I do differently from there that I haven't been doing here whilst I was in Sweden? It was that I spent so much time socializing. I talked about interesting topics with interesting people. And it might not come to a surprise that that's gonna make you really happy, really just feel connected to other humans and it's gonna make you feel just great, okay? So I want to continue like on this good feeling of like being social and so what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna try now in school to speak about interesting things, because the thing is most topics in school are very disinteresting. Like I can hear people talking about such boring topics like what car parts they're going to buy for a car, and just searching on their app for a new car, or playing Clash Royale, or it's just such boring things that have no meaning at all. And I'm just so bored of it, and I'm tired of it, because the thing is, we humans, we need connection. We fall apart when we don't speak. That's what we notice with all these divorces and families. They don't speak anymore. I don't know why, but for some reason they stop speaking to each other, so they're not on the same like path anymore, journey, like they're not on the same wavelength. And of course that's gonna make you fall apart with the relationship that you have. Of course it's gonna not work, because if you don't speak, you're not gonna stay connected, okay? And that's what we need to connect, to be able to see the bigger picture, because that's what I noticed. I gained such a bigger perspective when I talk to these new people. So that's just something that I have for life now. I have this wider perspective that I can use and kind of take a step back from every situation, not be so like controlled by everything. Just take a step back, realize that there's so much more than this small area that I live in here in Sweden. There's so much more, and once you realize that, it makes everything a bit more easier, because you realize that you're not alone. And it's really great to just see everything from a bit more perspective, because otherwise it can be a bit overwhelming sometimes. So what action can we actually take from this? If you're interested, for example, in the death of Charlie Kirk, because he was shot recently, and that's quite interesting. There's a lot of things you can speak about that, and mostly everyone knows about it. If you're interested and want to talk about it, just ask about someone's opinion on it. Like, oh, have you heard about that? What do you think of it? And you start asking questions, you start speaking. The mistake that maybe I made before is that I try to talk about myself, everything that I do, everything that's good, all these self-improvement things. And of course people won't listen. They don't care about you. They care about themselves. So actually try to speak about what they think of their like opinion of it, and you're gonna be able to connect. And suddenly they're gonna start asking you questions. You start telling them more about yourself, and you have a connection going, and that's gonna help you like clear your head. You're gonna get some thoughts going, and it's gonna be really great. I've noticed that, because I felt so good last week. So that's it. Like, if you can do that, you're gonna be feeling so much more great. I mean, just great, okay? We miss this part of life today, I think, especially if you're on self-improvement. It's so easy to stop connecting with others because you feel so different. I felt so different. I couldn't connect with others because I just thought they wouldn't listen. But they will listen if you actually ask them something interesting. That's what I noticed while I was away. So yeah, that's literally it. I mean, just remember that God is watching, and don't be afraid to do the right thing, okay? Because God will, He will give you something great if you do the right thing, because He likes those people who are courageous and who try to live up to the image of God, who try their absolute best. And if you want to socialize, which you probably do, go ahead and do it, and don't be afraid, don't be shameful, because there's nothing to be shameful about. We need to accept like all the differences that we have, start speaking about them, because otherwise it's not just a divorce with like a family, for example, because they stop speaking. It's a divorce from the people, from the countries, from God even, because if you stop speaking to God, if you stop speaking to other people, everything will just collapse, because we are built upon relationships. We are social beings, and we need to connect, and we need to speak about our problems and things that's going on in the world right now, because otherwise no one will get the full picture, and everyone will be so obsessed with themselves and just so absorbed in their own thoughts that it's just making them miserable, okay? So remember that, do this for God, because it's really important, and I hope this video was really helpful, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for listening.